Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Wednesday, April 30th edition of our video devotionals. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope your Wednesday's going well. It is the middle part of the work week and school week once again, and it's church for many of us tonight, so hopefully you can attend. It's also the very last day of the month of April. Hard to believe we've got 4 months already has passed through this year. It just seems like no time I was saying Happy New Year, and here it is. We're almost about middle of spring, of course, and hopefully you're enjoying your spring. So anyway, hopefully you're having a great day. Well, let's jump into things here today, okay? This is Wisdom Wednesday. We're going to be in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 10, and then the sister passage is Deuteronomy 25, verse 13 through 16. Find that if you will, if it is your custom to follow along the Bible. Otherwise, thank you for watching the videos. We appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you can be in prayer for our revival upcoming May 18th through 20, Brother Tony Finney will be with us. Pray that God will use him and use our church to be a blessing and a help to him and to us and anybody that's in attendance. All right. Proverbs 20 verse 10 says this: divers weights and divers measures, both of them are alike abomination to the Lord. Now we're going to explain that, because when you look at it, you go, man, what does that mean? All right. Well, notice over here in Deuteronomy 25:13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag divers weights, a great and a small. Thou shalt not have in thine house divers measures, a great and a small. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land, wow, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Last verse, for all that do such things and all that do unrighteously are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. 2 times, or in the same mindset here, God says it's an abomination to do what was just mentioned here. So what does that mean? Well, let me give it an illustration, and I think you'll understand it. Suppose a guy walks up and says, I want a pound of butter. Okay, he's selling butter, and the guy puts the weight over here and he says, here's the pound weight and here's the butter. And I know this is kind of an old-fashioned illustration, but you understand it. Scales were supposed to balance. If there was a pound here and there was a pound here of anything, then it would be equal. They'd be on the same plane, if you please. So if you put more than a pound, let's say you put 2 pounds of butter and you've got a pound of weight, guess what? The scales are going to go, I guess I'll put my hand, so it would go down like this. So you'd have to take off a pound and say, okay, now it's equal. So you're getting a pound of butter, and here's the pound weight. And let's suppose he's selling it for $5. Okay, and you tell the guy, here you go, $5 for a pound of butter. Suppose another guy walks up and you say to yourself, I'm gonna make some money off of this guy, and you put what you say is a pound weight over here, but actually it's half a pound. And then over here you put half a pound of butter because it's equal, but the man thinks it's a pound because you said here's a pound, and you charge that guy $5. You have committed fraud, and God says that's an abomination. And God says, I do not like that. That is wrong. And God says, I hate it so much. He says, if you want to live long in the land, then guess what? Don't defraud. So that means any business, any individual that practices that, God says, heavy, heavy, heavy hangs on you. So the wise thing is to say, you know what, number one, do right. I get that. But don't be trying to do something like that. It reminds me that when I was a boy, that people would sell a car. And in those days, I guess it was easy to tamper with the speedometer. You could get in there if somebody knew what they were doing. So let's suppose you tell a guy, I'm selling a car, and there's only 25,000 miles on this car, and you go, man, that's awesome. But in reality, there's 50,000 miles. He's turned it back. And you think, well, how in the world do you turn back digital? I know, so we're talking old school, I know. But the principle's here, and there are people even today that know how to manipulate things and make you think you're getting one thing when indeed you're only getting something that's much less. So God says, don't say, basically, that you've got a pound here and it's actually half a pound. Don't do that. God says that's not right. And he says that's an abomination to me. So the wisdom of today is be fair to everybody. For whatever reasons a guy would do that to make extra money or to do it for one person and not do it to another. God does not like inequities. He doesn't like that. God is just. He's fair. And thank God that he is. That's why he paid the penalty for sin himself through Jesus Christ when he died on the cross. And so God is just and fair. And God paid the ultimate penalty when Jesus died for us. There's that. But in a life where we live in practice, then when you tell a man he's getting a pound, then give him a pound. And if you say this is what this is, then let it be that. because God says it's an abomination to do anything otherwise. Hey, you want to live long in the land? You want your country to do well? Hey, let's have fair practices. That's the wisdom for today, okay? All right. Have a great day, safe day, healthy day, Lord willing. We'll see you back tomorrow. And I think we'll be back in 1 Chronicles tomorrow. And thank you for watching.